Hello everyone, in this short video, Alexei, Samantha, and me, Michelle, will talk about what is big data, how it is used, and what is the future of it. The term big data refers to an excess amount of information that cannot be handled by a conventional database system. This has been a concern during many years. In the 1890 census, the rapidly growing population of the United States achieved 63 million inhabitants. The need to use and understand this enormous material developed a better and innovative way to look at information. The term does refer to the use of artificial intelligence involved in the process, resulting as effective internal and external response. Since any identity depends on effective communication, mastering big data is a valuable task to success in any environment. Most of these data sets originate from the global collection of information acquired from mobile devices, aerial connection, radio frequencies, and others. Basic database management system, desktop statics, and any other simple package analysis are not efficient enough when processing and exploring big datasets. The problem is that these programs cannot go over the information too fast or do not match the structured database architecture of the organization because data is too vast. Valuable patterns can be found within this gather of information. If the dataset is not treated properly, most of these patterns cannot be recognized. For instance, scientists cannot process their investigation when dealing with big data coming from meteorology, medical, or environmental research. It is known that big data should improve decision-making in any field since managers would base their opinion on the data they gather, rather than managers' experience or intuition. Consequently, the difficulty of looking and learning from this data can be overcome, promoting research focus and goals. To benefit from data, the system must be capable of managed volume and velocity. Also, an entrepreneurial perspective and curiosity works hand in hand to look at big data, and no matter what is individual's approach to analyze it, their agility is very important too. Therefore, competitive advantage can be attained by introducing the results into the market, which will satisfy customers' demand. Big data has served as any other smart technology that promises and guarantees effective results based on observed, recorded, and analyzed evidence on individuals' behavior. There should not be any doubt or second thought about big data's outcome. Now Samantha will explain you how it is used.
Hi, I'm Samantha, and I'm going to be talking to you about big data companies. First, I'd like to talk about Hadoop, which is an open source framework for storing enormous amounts of data. Most companies deploy this framework to store data and then manipulating it using other software. Some of these other softwares are being developed by Cloudera. Cloudera specializes in Hadoop software for companies wishing to analyze data sets. They have four main products, each tailored to different analytic desires. HD Insight, started by Microsoft, is integrating the Hadoop system to offer a product in the cloud. Hopper is a Boston-based company developing an algorithm to filter big data to reduce the amount of returns from a search engine specifically related to travel. Quum is a data analytics program used with Google so that companies can analyze data and present the data in graphs. There are hundreds of companies that are coming up with ways to use big data to offer a product as well as predict trends and outcomes, as well as companies like Cloudera, which are offering software to analyze big data. Next, Aleksei will talk about the future of big data.
Now let's look into the future of big data. The areas in which we can improve. The first area is how we use big data. We believe that the most potential is in using big data with maps like arc.com is already doing it for finding lost hikers through highlighting the possible location of the lost hacker on the map through the program which just uses inputted data. And that can be used in much more areas like fighting crime or in fire departments or in hospitals and even in private sector for travel or just finding interest restaurant. And there is much more we can do for using it just by a little bit improving this program, and we believe that that's what will happen in the future. The next main area of improvement for big data is finding useful data. Useful data is a data which can be transformed in needed information, but finding that useful data is very hard. It's like going into a library without librarian and trying to find the book you need. Probably you would need to read all the books to do that, which is actually impossible. But imagine doing it in the internet, which has even more information. But fortunately, we have search engines and people who specialize in finding useful data. But still, it's not enough. Humans just won't be able to get all the useful data. Computers should do all that work, and that's what we will believe will happen in the future. The last area is finding data. The data which can be later put in the source of big data and then used to get information. But with Web 2.0, that problem is mostly already solved, except finding really specific data. But we don't really believe that this will be the main area of improvement. So in the end, we just want to say that big data is very important, and possibly in the future it will allow us even to forecast the future, which will change the world completely. So companies and entrepreneurs should understand that and start using big data, since big data is a door into the future just waiting for somebody to open it. Thank you for your attention.